Story time. Back in 2019, before the world's extended spring break, COVID, happened, I got my first job in retail. Yay! Ever, really. Back in high school, I didn't think I would need a job because I thought I would get a full ride and pursue my dreams. Which ain't for this video because I want to talk about my first job, which I'm going to call Explorers because I made some friends and I don't want to expose them in case they are still there. But that's for later. Oh well. Anyways, I managed to get this job while starting college, and it wasn't the best, but it wasn't the worst job either. But here are some of the times where I should have noticed the red flags and gotten out of there sooner. Number one, getting hired because I sold cupcakes in high school. So this one might not be a huge red flag, but to be honest, I genuinely thought I would need other qualifications besides a side hustle. And after working there for a while, I did get better, but then overheard a conversation where managers basically talking about how they only hired people with absolutely no experience. Worst part was that some of the managers would have silent beef with each other, meaning there was a lot of miscommunication for workers and a high ass turnover rate. So a lot of the people I started with left with less than a year in. Number two, hours on top of hours. So like I mentioned before, I started college before getting this job, and when it came to making my schedule, I would tell them the days I could work and couldn't work. But they might as well just told me I was working full time because they crammed so many hours to the point my grades were dropping and I was questioning whether or not having a job was worth it. Thankfully though, the issue did get resolved later on more than I wanted because my boss got fired. From what I can remember, she signed something wrong and lost my job thousands of dollars, which didn't affect my hours, thankfully. And we had a small meeting the next day about who the new manager would be, who was also the best manager I think I'll ever have because we became friends when she found out she was a Libra just like me. So we clicked. Miss you, Diana. I recently found out she followed me on TikTok, so she has seen me simp over a fictional character. I swear I matured, Diana. When I tell y'all she made work something we're waking up early in the morning for, I mean it. She was sweet. She would have your back, made sure we were okay before and after our shifts, and on Thanksgiving she would get a frick ton of food for all of us to have. Best boss right there. Number three, the stealing. So I get that we as a store, we're not able to put our hands on anyone, but man, did my job have a problem, and so did my second job, which will also be a story for another day. But whenever we would have to check the codes for anything inside of them, man, was there a lot of sensors taken off and stuffed into pockets that sometimes I would find 6 or 8 in just one pocket. And because we would get swamped out of nowhere, the culprits would get away with it. This didn't just stay with the customers though, because apparently after a coworker left, one of my managers exposed him for stealing and they would fire him on the spot. So I tried to keep my distance in case I accidentally found myself helping them steal. So there you have it, the red flags that honestly don't seem that bad after going through 3 other jobs while in college. But I also had this kept in my drafts for a while now, so I thought I want to make a story time.